everybody. It's me.
And it's me. We are
We're
together. How do we sing that? We're together because we are legit on the way to a gig right now. So if you're listening, peep the visual because I have to put my makeup on at the same time. So it's kind of get ready with me. Kristen got a head start.
And I still have makeup to do.
But really excited about today's topic. We both kind of were talking about this, and in our own self-discovery is realizing what your superpower is. The benefit to realizing what your superpower is. And
what is a superpower?
Yes, thank you for asking. So to me, and I think it could mean different things to different people, so you can kind of say what it means to you. But to me, it is that unshakable thing about you that no one can take away. Like, it doesn't matter if you walk in a room and there are 10 million more women that are more beautiful than you, or like bodies, all of that. It's just like, what is your superpower? What makes you special? What contribution do you bring to the world that people just love? It's the thing that people love about you most of the time. And kind of what you're bringing to the table, what you bring to the world. So that's what I mean by superpower. And having a conversation with Anthony, is both of our friends. Anthony, he just asked me, like, what do you love about me? And I was like, well, what I love about you is that nothing shocks you. And to have that in a friend, that is so valuable. And I was like, oh, what do you love about me? And he's just like, you have the ability to make any situation better.
Wow.
And that's whatever that is, whether it's through laughter or just problem solving, or taking the seriousness out of it, getting that person off of it. I think that is that's definitely a superpower of mine. It shows up everywhere.
Yeah.
But Kristen,
definitely.
How would you define superpower for you?
I think you defined it perfectly. I was always going to say it's something that's like unique to you, that, like, I think you said, like, other people could have this and that, but you have this one thing that, you know, people know about you and love about you. And it's like something that it stands out, and it just has you be, you know, different from everyone else. And it also helps you get through life and deal with certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
And people admire that about it's like a quality that people admire about you.
I love that. And you guys notice as we're talking about this, it has nothing to do with how beautiful your hair is, nothing to do with your shape or anything like that. And I think that is important, especially in this age of constant comparison and Instagram and all of this, is discovering what that is. Everybody has something. Even if you're sitting at home and you're like, well, I don't really have a talent, I don't really have this. There is something special about you that you can latch onto and be so proud. So you're not comparing yourself, and you can really appreciate that part.
Yeah. And even like you just said, like when Anthony said that, like, oh, you just make situations better. Like, that's not anything that like God gave you. Like, it's something that you learned and discovered in your life, and you created that. It's not like, oh, you're just born with like a perfect face. Even though you are. It's just like, it's something that you've cultivated over the years. And I admire that about you too. Like, you do have that ability to like just listen and have the person feel heard, and then just be like, oh, you know, here's a solution. Here is something you could try.
Yeah. What do you think your superpower is, Kristen?
Well, I think we should ask the question, what do we love about each other?
Okay.
First.
That's probably the superpower, though, believe it or not. All right.
What do you love about me?
Oh my gosh, the list.
Aww.
Well, you know what I love about you is our laughter together. But there's a couple of things, right? So there's the laughter, but there's also a light. Like that, it penetrates from the inside out. I don't know if that's through your eyes, through your smile or whatever, but you are radiant, you know, and that's it's like being attracted to the sun almost.
Oh my God.
So that's
you're
what I
making me
love.
cry.
Don't there. But then also what I really love, and this is what like helps me in life, she is the most amazing cheerleader. Like there'll be some kind of just a small little thing or an accomplishment, and the way that she just blows up and she's so proud, it just makes you doubly proud. I was hosting something for Essence Fashion House, and I came out at the end and I interviewed one of the runway designers,
And she looked so beautiful.
I walked out, and the face that I saw beaming in her eyes is Kristen in the front row of this fashion show. And I could just feel the pride and just like, she was so happy. It's just like, you have to think of the people that are around you. If they are not celebrating 10 times harder at your accomplishments, and there's like a little bit of hate in there, there's a little bit of, you just relax. You get a little full of yourself. Be mindful. You don't want friends like that. You want friends that are going to their wins, your wins or their wins. And the look that I saw on her, it was like almost like my whole family and my mom was there in the front row. She was just so proud. And that is like, that's absolutely a superpower, to have someone feel acknowledged just with a facial expression.
Yeah.
She didn't even say anything.
I was screaming.
And I was just like, first of all, it just gave me a confidence boost, because I'm just like, you know, and I'm in front of all these people and like seeing her. It's just so incredible. And that's who you want as a friend. That's who you want as a mom. That's who you want, you know, as a partner in life, as someone that is really going to be there for you and acknowledge you and be your cheerleader and your number one fan.
Yay!
I love you. We get to hug. So now you go.
Oh my God. Okay.
You have to name something else besides the making situations better now.
Well, no, do you want to ask a question?
Okay. So what do you love about me, Kristen?
The list.
It's
It's also just such a list. But what I truly, truly love about you, and it's kind of in alignment with what Anthony said, or like what you said about him, like there is no judgment, and there's so much compassion and love, and just like knowing that you have my back, like no matter what. And you also have been through so much with me, and like there's never been a moment where it's like I doubted that I could count on you for something. And just like there's a nurturing there, and like maybe it's because you're a mom, I don't know what, but it's just like there's a safeness and a nurturing kind of vibe. And it's always been like that. Even from day one, I remember, you know, I joined this band and I was so nervous and whatever. She was like, girl, you got this. Like, we can practice. Like, she just took me under her wing. And I swear to God, like the reason why I think I sing as well as I do is because I was like in a master class every single weekend.
Aww.
Like I got to be like under her wing, and there was never a diva-ness about it. Like, you're just a kind, you're so generous, and you're so kind, and you're so amazing, and you're so beautiful. Like, I also just like, and there's just a humbleness about it. Like, you're stunningly beautiful, and there's never been like I said, like a diva-ness about it or whatever. It's just like, I've learned so much from you. I think you're literally like my greatest teacher.
Aww. Listen, guys, I would encourage every single one of you, if this is with your partner, your best friend, your kids, just have the exchange. What do you love about me? And have them say it. It's just so heartwarming. And I feel like, you know, we've been through so much in the past year and a half, so much loss, so much like people falling out, and you don't want a day to go by without the person knowing what you mean to them. To just ask the question.
Yeah.
You might be surprised on what their answer is. Definitely leave in the comments if you end up doing this, what did you find out?
Yeah.
But
it might surprise you, like when someone says what they love about you. And The other thing I want to say, and this is another thing about you that I really love that I just thought of, but it's just like you're such a hard worker. You're so organized. You're so together. Like sometimes I'm just like, I don't know how you do it. You're always on time for everything. You're just like a superwoman. And it literally is like that. Like, I feel like you've taught me how to be like an amazing woman, amazing wife, like mother. Like, you're the best mother I know to your kids. And it's just like, I'm so grateful I've had you. Like, I've had you in my life to just constantly look up to. Like, I literally look up to you like a big sister.
Gosh. And it's so funny too, because there's literally things that I'll be in situations and I'm like, what would Kristen do?
Really? I think
we learn from each other so much.
Yeah.
I just came back from like this huge conference where I didn't know anybody. And it's just like, I'm a little bit introverted, even though I do have confidence. I can speak on a stage, but just constantly like meeting people and all of that. Like, she can make a best friend in a line at Whole Foods.
That's true though.
So I'm like at this conference, I'm like, okay, what would Kristen do in this situation? How would she approach it? How would she follow up? Aww. And it's just, you have people around you with qualities that you want for yourself and you want in your life, and you build and you grow together.
Yeah, and you rub off on each other. Like, I notice we, like, now, like, the way you talk, like, I talk like you.
You do.
We literally
be like,
talk like each other. And I'm like, well, it rubs off on you. So it's almost like, you know, they say the thing about the bad fruit. It's like, oh, if a good piece of fruit is next to a bad piece of fruit, even if the fruit is good, it will get rotted. Yeah. I feel like it's the same way with people.
The opposite.
The good vibes, like good human beings, when you're with them and around them, it raises your bar. Like, it just really gives you the, like you said, confidence. Like, you see what they're doing. You're learning from them. Like, I can't even tell you how many conversations we've had about dating, relationships and stuff. She's like, girl, you just need to be a wife. Just be, like, how would you be being if you were a wife? Like, just the way she, like, talks to you, and she's so straight. Like, you've always been so straight with me, even though I didn't want to take bad medicine and hear it. She doesn't tell you what you want to hear to be, like, you know, she gives you her real strong, like, this is what you should be doing, because she loves you. Like, you love me, and you've been through so much with me. Like, like,
and it takes something to be able to take that, though.
It's a superpower. So I think that's one of your superpowers.
It's a superpower to take straight advice. But something you said is the thing with the fruit.
Yeah.
And you see how we're feeding off of each other and we're growing with each other. It's the same thing when you have friends that speak to the part of you that is just like not really doing anything, not motivated, not developed.
Nope.
Because, you know, it's like a drug. You find agreement for that part of you and you don't feel like it, or like the petty side, or like the vengeful
and the gossiping
side. You can find people that will nurture that part, but you have to think about who's the person you want to become in life. All the decisions that you make leading up to that, including who you choose to give your time to and who you choose to be around, is a part of that.
And it's going to impact every area of your life.
Exactly.
Because if you think about your life too, and the time you spend as like a currency, like money in the bank, imagine you have 24 hours in a day. How many minutes and hours are you spending with someone who's so not, like, who's draining you and isn't loving and isn't kind or generous? Like, it's not a good thing for you, and you have to raise the bar. And it might be that, you know, you cut people out of your life, but it's better in the long run, because you don't want to waste your time around people that are going to bring you down, or even cut little things, or just agree with you if you're complaining about somebody.
Yeah.
You know, it's a part of your life that you get to choose, right? You get to choose your friends. You can't choose your family. You can choose your friends, but it does make a difference when you have people that are just love you, that literally love you and would do anything for you. Yeah. And that's the kind of friendship we have. It's almost like a family. It's like, I know, you know, it allows me to like go and grow and be and everything, because I know she has my back. Like, I remember when I was like, when I lost my apartment, she's like, girl, I'll pay for an Airbnb for you. Like, what do you need? Do you need money? It's like, I know I would never have to worry about anything in my life. And it allows me to just be, when you have those kinds of relationships, you can grow stronger because it's like, they're the wind beneath your wings. Like, it is.
Yeah.
It's true, though.
That's
And
so true.
I know. I don't know how we got off on this tangent. That's what happens.
Just a tangent. And the point you said about cutting people off too, I want to say you can cut someone off and wish them the best.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because you want to also watch not having a vengeful heart, because that at the end of the day eats at you more than the other person that you're just like, I hate them, I can't stand them, wishing them bad and all of that stuff. You can cut somebody off and know, you make the decision and you choose, I'm not going to invest any more time in this person.
Right.
But then let it go.
Yeah.
Don't Instagram stalk them.
And wish them
Don't
the
look
best,
at them and
love
be like,
them.
I wonder what she. No, you have to let all that go because that only harms you. It keeps you from doing productive things that actually make your life move forward. So you want to watch that. But yeah, feel free.
Yeah.
Cut them loose. Cut them loose.
And go discover friends and people that are going to celebrate you and love you and just cherish you while we're here. I think, like you said about the pandemic, it really was an eye opener about, we don't know what the hell's going to happen tomorrow. Like, we don't have forever. And now's the time to like build these relationships and actually celebrate them and be with them. And just, it's so simple. It really is. Yeah. And even yesterday, me and my boyfriend went to his, brother's house and we were just chilling. Like, it was the most amazing night and just so relaxing, and just being around his family is so great. And then on the way home, I saw like one of those billboard signs. It just said, call a loved one.
Oh, wow.
And it's just like that, like, we don't have forever here, right? So it's like, the more you can share your love and your superpowers or your energy and with people that actually love you and care about you, that's the important part. And I remember you said that once to me, like, I would be hung up on a guy or something or whatever, and you were like, be around people that actually love you and care about you. Like, don't waste your time on someone who doesn't want you. Like, if they don't want you, that's their loss and their problem. And that's the kind of attitude you have to have about it. And someone is going to appreciate you for who you are and for who you're not, and love you and cheer you on in life.
So good. We run in circles. Where do we go? This is superpower.
Okay, so what do you think your superpower is?
Well, I do think my superpower is everything that you basically named, but definitely I always want to come into a situation as a contribution and not something that is going to make things worse or harder. So I love to have people see things in themselves that they never seen, empower people. I feel like I'm very clear on that being my purpose. Yeah. I think being very clear, and this takes time, right? I'm about to turn 42.
Oh my God, really?
Jackie Robinson.
Holy
very soon. But you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't in my teens. It wasn't like when I discovered, I've always known. It's just through life. And as I see people acknowledge me for whatever impact, big or small, I've made, it's always that same common theme of just making things better. And you also have to look at who it is you're looking up to, who it is that you want to be like. I was always very clear that I wanted to be a nana. That was my goal. Yeah. My goal is not to be a bad bitch.
And you were already being that.
Rich and famous. It's like, I want to be my nana because to me, she was the most loving, nurturing, like, no matter who it is. And she felt like a safe place. Yeah. And I'm like, ooh, that's what I want to be for the world. Even if I don't have grandkids, it's like,
isn't I would that be crazy? That you're already being that because you have that in your future. That's what you want to be. And that's who you're being now.
Yep. And that's it's amazing. A benefit too, because I don't care about getting older or anything like that. I can't wait to have white hair like my nana.
Well, let's not rush it, girl.
All right, I got a couple under here.
You young, please.
I'm still young. But I'm living into that. Yeah. Like, that is my goal in life and how I want to contribute. And it's just look at the ones that you're really looking up to. If it's an Instagram model that you don't even know anything about their values or anything like that, be cautious. Like, you don't want, and this is for the ladies, it could be for the men too, you don't want your superpower and your self-esteem to come solely from what you see in the mirror. That is a trap.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot hold that up. There's always going to be someone to compare yourself with.
100%.
This is something, when we're talking about superpower, it is something that is inside of you that no one can take away. No matter if you get sick or if you lose your money, that superpower doesn't go anywhere. So you want to really look around, ask your friends what they love about you, discover what that superpower is, because it's knowing that is just so powerful. I feel like there's nothing anybody can take away from you. You feel better. It's not like, oh, this person's here in life and I'm here. You can't even apply that to the superpower. It's just what is in you. Then you start to nurture what that is. You start to really see it. You know, once you ask people what they love about you, I don't know, it just does something.
That is beautiful. I mean, that is so powerful. Yeah, I love that. I think that my superpower is what you said too. Like, I think I have the ability to be with anyone, and I'm telling you, like, literally people tell me their deepest, darkest secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I will be just like with anyone, talking to anybody, and they just tell me their whole life story, because I think that there's something in me where I can just have someone feel safe and heard and seen, and also bring fun and bring light to things and just be like free in that. Like, I think that I've cultivated that like free spirited attitude to a lot of things. And listen, I'm a human being, so if there's things that, you know, I get upset about or things happen, but I do have a way of just like being like, okay, like everything's going to work out. Like everything's going to be fine, and just being a light. Like, I'm being the light in a lot of dark situations. Like, I think that's, and I think about it sometimes. I'm like, I'm the lighthouse. Like, people come to me, like opportunities come to me. Like, I'm the one that can guide people to their best selves. And I love that. Like, I love that I remember, this is embarrassing for you probably, but I used to just brag about her in front of people, like in front of her. I'm like, she's this and she's that, and you should hear her sing. Because I just think that, again, like, we don't have a lot of time on this planet. Like, why not celebrate our wins and the things that we're good at? And like you said about the superpower, like, you know, it's not just from what you look at in the mirror. It's like, celebrate the things about you that are quirky, that, you know, everything. Like, just celebrate yourself and love yourself and just be happy
with where you're at and
with where you're at. Yeah.
And it's not even about what you aspire to be. It's not like what you're about to be or live into. Yeah. It's like right now.
And there's nowhere to get. Like, if you have it in your head, like, there's nowhere to get, there's nothing to get. Like, who am I being now and now and now and now? Am I being kind? And I think it really does trickle into everything. Like I always say, like, it rains everywhere. Like, life isn't siloed. So how you're being in one area is how you're being in all areas. Like, I go out of my way to just smile at people, or like be kind to like the people that are like valeting my car, or, you know, just be a kind person and a genuinely kind person. Because like you said, life is hard, and it's, you know, why make someone else's life miserable?
Yeah, you don't know what they're already going. You don't know what they're already going through.
Right.
So it could be just that, you know, have a nice day, smile or compliment that just really brightens up someone's day. And in the reverse, you have an attitude with someone, that could be somebody on their last leg, somebody that's having the worst time, and then they got to deal with you in an attitude. So it's just like, really think about how we interact, because it makes an impact. Every little ripple makes an impact.
And if you think about this, who you're being now with people shapes how they listen. All people. Like, you know, if I like, what came up for me is like, if I was like a Karen, I now can create a listening of white women that is not that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm educated. I'm doing the work for that,
Mhm.
like knowing it, but it's like who you're being, like it really does impact
Yeah.
more than you would think, you know?
Absolutely.
And you had the other day, my boss had said, like, which I think is really great for everyone listening, is like, you're a brand.
Oh, I love that.
You are a brand. Like, what is your brand? I think we've talked about this, but it's like, if
being
you
on brand.
really think about this, like every moment you are selling something,
Mhm.
like what are you actually speaking? Like everything speaks. So if you're a brand, what is that? Like, what is your brand? You can even write, like Stephanie, we already know her brand. She's generous, kind, loving, funny as hell. Like there's characteristics of a brand that, you know, and there's millions of dollars that go into marketing brands. So if you can do your own brand, and like you can do that too, and you could be a millionaire.
Everybody has a brand. So if there's anything that ever comes up, we talked about this in a past episode, that doesn't feel right, your spidey senses are like, I probably shouldn't do that. It's because it's something that's off brand for you. You don't have to be an influencer. You don't have to be a celebrity. You know what's on brand for you. If you think of yourself as a brand, you'll protect it more because it matters.
It does matter. And your nails look fabulous.
I did them myself. I'm being frugal. I'm doing my own nails.
How'd you do that?
It's a little stickers, but yeah. But yeah, so this is an episode on superpower. I'd love to see everyone in our comments telling us what your superpower is. If you don't know, go on in an investigation. Ask your friends and your family what they love about you. Generally, and most of the time, that's going to be what your superpower on this earth is.
Yeah! Yay! Interview your friends and tell us.
And tell them what you love about them. Let's spread the love out there. We need it.
Yep. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us.
I'm terrible at this get ready with me. I have not put no makeup on.
We have not.
But we're going to get to it. Until the next time.
And you still look beautiful with no makeup on. Look at her face.
I got a little concealer.
Okay, bye.
Bye.